Hi YouTube, it's me, Kareem Zamir. It's them, the Seekers of Galanti. It's this Second Wake, episode 84. Super de-duper. We've been gone for a few minutes here, Billy. But yes, nevertheless, we are excited to be returning back to the table. At least I am excited to be returning to the table. And of course, when I'm excited, I drag all of my lovely friendos and players back to the table as well. And so you have to play this game with me. It's been too much. I can't do it myself. I can't go back. And then I go, Orville, it's a kid's Orville. Well, the day we go back. And then, you know, I start pulling my hair out like Doc Brown. It's very awful. But yes, when we last left our heroes, which as we know, from the Chain of Akron, which, hilarious that this shirt and this Kickstarter finally showed up. Small tangent. I'm still kind of stalling for time in this episode. Cobble Jones is missing. He's beating up a mechanic. It's a long story. You should have watched it on Twitch and you'd know all about it. Yeah, the shirt finally showed up, and I love the Kickstarter, and I love the mini, and I love the book of school. The book came with a sticker to fix things, but it's funny because the shirt is for the Chain of Akron, and it's got their tour dates on the back, but they don't stream that show anymore because COVID happened, and then they kind of just quit playing because there wasn't a ton of community interest, and they realized they could write one book every like year-ish and make millions of dollars. And I feel like that's a smarter play than making a YouTube show. I mean, what kind of wacko would try to make a YouTube D&D show that goes up against the likes of, you know, Adventure Zone, Critical Role, Brenly Mulligan in general? Total dumbasses. That's what. All right, cool. Moving on to that. When we last left our heroes had come into contact with a rather coy individual who was utilizing dwarven weaponry to assault and really just assault. Just flat out attacking our party of adventurers. They set up an ambush at a nearby windmill that was heading out of the south roads from Thule. After somewhat instantly dispatching this individual through clever use of Dimension Door and some well-placed key-infused strikes from our monk Orville, the individual set upon their metal horse and rode off into the sunset to literally the only other, like, one of two places they could have gone to, and that's it. Unfortunately for them, they did end up going in the same direction as the Seekers of Galanti, who made for the Great Lift, the one that comes down from Bonebreaker's Leap and offers entry into the lands of Orskath, and of course the city of Riska, which sits on the border of the Frigid Well, the destination of the Seekers of Galanti. If you hear thunder in the background, it is not because I'm trying to be dramatic, it is because it is pouring cats and dogs at the time of the recording. If for any reason the recording goes down, don't worry, you on YouTube will be safe, but you on Twitch, we are so sorry about that, and we'll have it back up as soon as possible. Please bear with us and accept our apologies, but there are no gift codes to get 500 free summons. We're not sponsored. Anyway, as the group arrived at the camp of the lift area of Bonebreaker's Leap, they stabled their newly purchased pack animals, as well as their cart that they had acquired at this point, their nice covered wagon, and the group decided to have a look around, investigate if they could find this individual that had assaulted them on the road, and lo and behold, they come to find their mechanical horses have been left out, but they are not alone. They're guarded very much so by a rather curious goblin individual, and soon they're joined by a Duragarian woman, the three of which all made for a chance to, well, escalate an already escalating situation, draw dwarven weaponry upon the group, the Seekers of Galanti, and soon realized, oh crap, there's a lot of them and three of us. This might have been a mistake, and the reason why there's so many zeros at the end of those bounties might be because they're actually dangerous people. Who can say? Really, who could say? Couple of wang rods, seasoned adventurers. Are they not the same thing? Anyone can make this very common mistake, but you shouldn't make such common mistakes when you play D&D. Always use insight to the best of your abilities. This has been your Kareem Zamir PSA of the day. Oh, all right. After dispatching our dwarven weapon-wielding foes, the group effectively tied up, restrained, and have three individuals, a goblin, a tiefling, and a Duragarian woman, at their mercy. They have been disarmed, for the most part, not rifled through, but definitely, like, items have been taken away. The main weaponry has been taken away, we'll say. They've been hog-tied up according to Cobalt Jones from the end of last episode, and they now sit at the boots and mercy of the Seekers of Galanti, each one wiggling and worming and trying to break free from this situation they find themselves now in. Seekers of Galanti, with that being said, it is up to you. What will happen to this motley crew, this trio of individuals who seem to know a bit more than they've let on about Colt Honeycutt?
Okay. That was a bit frustrating, wasn't it? Do we want to try talking to them one-on-one? Or should we ungag all of them, have a little conversation? I don't want to hurt them because they're Colt's old friends. We've already shown them that they shouldn't be messing with us. But I also don't want them coming after us because they really are quite annoying.
I do agree that they're quite meddlesome. I personally don't think we should leave them all in company of one another. I think we should split them up and have our little talks and try and leverage them against one another if we can. You might get the most answers that way.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We leave Morgan and Jones watching the other two while we take one off for conversations. Little interrogation.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Would you like to snatch up and talk to first?
We talked to the goblin, and he didn't even realize the one-armed elf he was talking to was the woman he was looking for, so he probably doesn't have that much more info.
He might not have the info about us.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he knows a thing or two.
Yeah.
See what we can get out of him first, and then if he's a little bit brighter than he lets on, well, we'll see where that goes. And if not, well, then it's just as useless as we anticipate. We'll just focus on the other two.
Alright then, that sounds good. Celeste, you feeling alright? They kinda really jacked up your armor there.
Oh, yeah, I feel fine. I just, I think maybe I misunderstood what it means to, like, ceasefire. I thought it meant not to shoot anymore. But I think maybe I said something wrong because we just kept shooting. What's it called when you don't anymore?
That's
Surrender.
Celeste.
I think
I'm sorry.
No,
Well,
it's I think I said it. I should have said surrender, right? That's what it.
No, we wouldn't have wanted to surrender, because then that would mean
then-
us going.
No, not us surrender. Them surrender, right? Like
they
That's
might
what
not
they-
have agreed to surrender.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same connotations as, like, maybe parley, like take a moment to talk, but kind of hard when
parlay.
actions keep happening.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
What's that mean?
Oh, it's like, to cease, or even normally before any assaults or actions would happen, to have a discussion to try and come to terms and agreements.
Okay, that's the word. Okay, I got that one now.
Okay.
Parlay. Got it. You could fix these holes though later, right?
Um,
Oh,
it's completely destroyed, right?
Well, yeah, the Celeste's armor has enough holes in it that you couldn't strain pasta through it. Like the pasta would just fall through the holes. I mean, every one of those shots that came out of that blunderbuss type item just rended and tore through her armor to the point where she's more or less wearing like the almost Abercrombie and Finch version of plate mail. So it comes pre-holed, for designer effect, like you've seen battle. But yeah, no, it is more or less not even armor at this point.
If we don't have any backup armor, I can help protect you the same way that I protect myself with mage armor. But it won't be as effective as what you usually wear.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we'll figure it out. Right? Kind of reminds me of that cheese that has all the holes in it.
Don't say that around him.
You hear Charles kind of perk up and go,
It's Swiss. You're talking about
Yeah.
Swiss cheese.
I think that's it.
Yeah, it's the good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Gouda. Gouda's the best.
Yeah.
Oh,
It kind of smells a little funny,
and
but
Munster.
yeah.
Munster cheese is good. Or Guavier. It's a smoked cheese. I like
I'm gonna take
Guavier
out some of the
cheese.
Lake Juniper cheese and give it to him because I know he wants cheese now.
cheese! And just tackles it.
Sorry, I could tell that was coming on. He was going to need a fix there, so still got a little left. But yeah, we'll get you new armor, or we can make do as we travel on. Shall we grab up this fellow? Did we catch his name? I can't remember. I have Crowley written down.
Good old
Don't remember if that
Crowley.
was the goblin.
Oh, jeez. I will tell you, it is not the goblin.
it was already, yeah. It
Just
was
leave Crowley.
Mhm.
Crowley was the man you met in town.
And we met in town?
Mhm.
Oh, the guard.
Yep.
Yeah, the card.
Okay, that's what happens when I don't write my little note next to it as to who they were for some reason.
Goes, this is a name. Got this name written down here. Sylvester. Could be anybody.
Hey, eventually I'll get the NPC right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll take the goblin to the side to have a conversation with him away from and leave.
I
Does
assume
anyone...
Cobble Jones would have gagged them. You drag the goblin away. The other two seem really upset. You throw the goblin back into like a small area, maybe 40, 50 feet away from the other two. Pull the gag down from their mouth. And you hear them kind of start shouting out and go, I'm not going to stand for this. Nope, no way, no how.
No, you're not standing. You're bound and laying on the ground.
That's right, I'm laying here.
Yeah.
And I won't hear no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm going to stay right here.
Sure thing.
Yep, I know how it works. You can't make me walk away from you, so you shoot me in the back. That's right, you gotta look me in your face to shoot me in the front. Heh, got him.
Skylar. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go. I was gonna do a weird necromancy threat, but you go right ahead, Orville.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if this little fellow wants to change his mind and hear some butts about it, we can call Kobold Jonesy right on over.
Fair. Cobble Jones sits in the back, cracking his knuckles. He has two brass knuckles, one that says Twitch and the other one says chat. It could be anything that could happen because of that.
What are 3 options, man? You don't want one of them.
You don't want any of these options.
Anybody have corn in their bag? Asking for a friend here.
Asking for any friend ever. The goblin looks back to you guys and goes, "What's it gonna be? Gonna burn me with coals? Beat me with a sack of coppers? What kind of depraved nonsense are you guys getting into?"
I'm
come?
going to talk to you.
Whoa. Diplomacy?
Yeah.
Oh, just kill me right now. I can't deal with diplomacy. That's crazy talk.
I know, there's little worse than an elf talking down to you and demanding answers.
Yeah. It's kind of all you guys do.
Pretty much. So, we kind of got interrupted because you decided to shoot me.
Yeah.
And that's understandable. I'm worth quite a bit. I get it. I'm not mad at you for that.
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad at me either.
No. What I'm curious about, though, is your group's history with Colt.
Mm.
Because as we were talking about, we are also friends of his.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Friends of his dead ghost. I remember this.
No, well, yes, he is dead now, but
Yep.
he was not dead when you thought he was dead.
He was dead the day I saw him jump off that cliff. We had a ceremony and everything. You wouldn't understand.
No, I would understand. He was dead when we, held a pyre for him.
Mm.
Saw his body burn away.
Yeah, you should, if you knew anything about Cole Honeycutt, you know he wouldn't want to be burned alive.
He was
Oh.
not alive at that point.
Mm-hmm. Likely story.
He was crushed by a giant.
Crushed by a giant. Everyone knows the giants are extinct, stupid.
Oh, right.
What else? Did the boogeyman get him beforehand? Oh, wait. I bet you're going to tell me the nymphs came down from the Fey Forest and tickled his pickle before he got crushed by a giant. If you're going to lie, ma'am, come up with a believable lie at least. You could have said, like, I don't know, he stabbed himself. Or like, you know.
Tripped on his own dagger.
Now, I believe that, if that was
Oh,
true.
okay, yeah.
Clumsy son
He
bitch.
was a little clumsy.
Very clumsy.
Quite forgetful too.
Super forgetful. He probably forget which way the dagger goes in the holster. Stab himself right there.
I think the only thing that he quite remembered was his old stories, to be honest.
Well, yeah, they're timeless classics.
So you guys are both describing the same person.
What? No, I'm describing the real Colt Honeycutt who died nobly after taking out Lieutenant Lem. You're describing some wannabe poser loser.
Well,
What
like...
if...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh. Well, what if we told you that Lem is still alive and we can point you to exactly where he is? And
Why
he's
not?
using the name Cold Honeycutt now.
There's like this narrowing of the gaze. They look at you up and down and go, well, I would reckon I would need my gun for that. So I go
Yeah.
hunt him down and murder him.
You know, and if this all goes well, I will give you your guns back. But you have to promise not to try and shoot me again, at least for a couple weeks.
Couple weeks. How long's that?
Fortnite.
Fortnite. I could probably do it Fortnite. But
Okay.
traditionally, goblin couples are like 6, and I'm not waiting 6 weeks to not shoot you. Someone else will have shot you before me by then. I got a lot of mouths to feed from people that I don't truthfully claim as my kin, but will probably be very happy to get coin from me after all the money I probably owe them for child support. I'd say you understand, but we know elves don't have kids.
Well, then how are more elves happening?
Oh my goodness, what did you just fall off the hay bale yesterday? Everyone knows elves are sculpted out of clay and given unholy life by the great Fade Meters.
Wait,
I'm
I thought
honestly
that
surprised
was-
by that one. I thought that it was going to be the version where we come out of trees.
Oh no, that's that. I'm pretty sure that's how like dryads are made or something fucking cool.
Right.
Yeah, elves are
Wait,
kind of lame.
If it's not elves,
Yeah.
then who's budding off like sea sponges?
Who's bedding off like what now?
Budding off, like growing a little one, and then it pops off, and it becomes its own, and then it grows up from there.
Dude, are you talking about funguses again? Man, how many funguses you ate today?
Surprisingly, none.
You ate a sea anemone? They do that too?
Oh, that could be it.
Yeah, I get that confused too. Sea anemones and elves. I once heard a story about an elf that stayed under the water so long they turned into a watery version of an elf because they got some kind of like fey adaptation or some bullshit. So then elves, took over the whole goddamn sea.
It's really easy because we're made of clay, so we can just readapt and carve gills on ourselves.
See, they willingly admit it. So, ma'am, thank you very much. Elves don't have sex. I don't even think they have dicks.
He's got me there.
All it is, I sees it. You have to get up pretty early in the day to pull one over old Silver.
All right, so Silver's your name.
Whoa, who told you my name? Don't you use my government name on me? I didn't give you permission
What
or consent.
government?
The government. The ones that made all the fake birds.
Oh, that one. Okay. I've heard my cousin talk about this kind of stuff, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The elven left wants to lie to you about how the world works, and I won't let it happen. That's why I stay off the grid.
But you ride mechanical ponies?
Oh, yeah, they're bitching, ain't they?
Yeah, but can't they track you with like a serial number that way?
Shoot, no. Wait, Lottie!
Those things have to be registered. They got like paperwork when you buy them.
No, we didn't buy
We were able
ours.
to track you.
Oh.
By
Ours
those
got made.
ponies.
Yours got made?
We got made. Lottie! They start
Okay.
calling out to the Durgar. Lottie, tell them there ain't no tracking numbers on our horses. You hear, yeah, that's what I thought. Are we good here? Can you give me my gun so I can go kill Lamb?
In a little bit. We need to talk to Lottie and, what's that guy's name?
Who?
The other guy. The guy with the rifle.
Which one?
The one that shoots far, far, far away.
Yeah, which one? Multiple people have rifles. It's not like a signature
The guy's
divine trait.
sitting right over there.
Whoa, first off, don't you say guy to him. He could have been a she-her. We don't know. That's a lot of assumptions coming from an elf. Clay person.
Your buddy with the horns.
Oh. Yeah, that's Powder.
Powder. Okay, so you're Silver.
Yep.
They're Powder.
Yep.
And then Lottie?
Lottie's the Duragarian lass, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
fella, I should say, technically.
Okay.
Oh, see now
Whatever
who's
they
making
like.
mistakes with people that you know.
Well, no, it just depends on the day when they wake up. Sometimes they load the male bullet, sometimes they load the female bullet. I had to go through a sort of class where they teach you, a little bit of tolerance, something you probably don't know nothing about.
True. What is it today?
Lottie, what you feeling? You sit there, it's like, yeah, I feel that. Yeah, they using she/her today.
That's good to know.
Yeah. That's what you guys didn't know. We've all been kidnapped and captured so many times, we can have full communicative services, even when we're bound and gagged. The Six Barrel Gang runs deep.
Quite a bit.
6-barrel gang.
Whoa, wait. Who told you that?
You did.
Are there supposed to be 6 of you?
Yeah, there's six of us in a barrel, yeah.
Them, Colt, Costa.
Oh, Costa was with y'all, huh?
What?
That was
Lem was never part of the Six Barrel Gang. He was
No?
our lieutenant. No, Jimmy was, though. Crazy old fucking
Oh.
Jimmy.
Okay,
Jimmy.
so it was Silver, Powder, Lottie, Colt, Jimmy, and Costa. Is that right?
Oh, well, yeah, Warden Costa. I remember hearing Costa. They settled down, though, got out of the game. But they didn't join till after, well, God rest his soul, Frank passed on from us.
Frank.
But they were a good replacement for a time. Things got a little weird, though. They kind of had a sense of justice or whatnot. Kind of hated it.
Did you, happen to visit Costa while you were all in Thule?
What? I wasn't in Thule. I never been to Thule a day in my life.
While Lottie was in Thule?
Lottie ain't been through, I don't think, a day in her life either. Well, their life, technically, depending on the day.
Now, someone sent out a note that was from Thule.
Sounds about right.
Got friends there, huh?
Friends? Hell no. Business associates. We got people all over trying to hire us up for jobs and whatnot. We pay pretty good, too. I would have paid 5% for whoever had a finder's fee on finding y'all folks.
Okay, but how would you know who to collect the money from if they sent Powder the letter?
We got a way of knowing, man.
Okay, how?
On the other side of the envelope that it arrived in, stupid, there's a return address, I'm sure.
Well, what was it?
I'm not, that's client privilege confidentiality or something.
Oh, sorry.
Who handles
Okay.
all y'all's paperwork? Like, who keeps track of all
Attorney?
this?
What? What do you mean
Like-
paperwork?
Well, like, who holds on all the envelopes? It
I mean the
seems like
envelopes. We don't need to hold on to them. We bury them, go back, find the guy who did it. If we would have died where you were supposed to be dead already, paperwork probably around there somewhere.
I think we have supposed to been dead many times over.
This is why I hate working with amateurs. Y'all got a billion questions about absolutely fucking nothing.
But why do you bury the paperwork?
So people like you can't find it and enact vengeance on your enemies. What are you, new?
Oh, yeah, no.
I bet you just walk around telling people, oh, so-and-so told us to come check this out. That person probably gets their ass kicked all the damn time.
No.
No, I'm pretty sure. Who sends you out on your jobs?
I'm not telling. That's client privilege.
Oh, see, now you're starting to pick it up. You're welcome. I normally charge 10 gold pieces an hour for that kind of information. That's just Banditin 101 and Mercenary Work 102. Called dual enrollment course, ma'am. Keep up. I'm going real fast.
Well, I'm just wondering if you have a 103 course and if
Yeah.
I can sign up now.
103 whorehouses and gallivanting. Duh.
While everyone's talking to Silver, JJ's gonna start going through that pocket that's on the side of his hip.
Oh,
And just going through and pulling shit out.
you start going through it. Inside are like a bunch of like just collections of weird knickknacks and like tin bits that are all just like fragments of people's armor, pieces of like old shells out of his gun, lots of ammo, like various bullets and stuff that are just like various different colors and shapes and sizes. There's a half-eaten what looks like pigeon of some kind with its head has already been bitten off, a collection of like tacks and a bouncy ball that just sit in there, and a little, like, weirdly, like just like a couple of like 1-inch strips of rope.
She'll take those. She'll take the like 1-inch strips of rope.
Mhm.
And the bouncy ball, please.
All right, go ahead and write down that you have a rubber ball, a size tiny rubber ball, and 5 1-inch strips of rope from Silver's pocket.
What color was the rubber ball? Just for my own.
It's just rubber, so it's like that, like beige brown. They don't color it. Yeah.
You're a mess, Silver.
Yeah, I'm a mess.
Your pocket's a mess.
Well, you going through my pocket and starts wiggling around.
Well, she wasn't even being sneaky about it.
Don't
She's
take my
standing
shit.
right there and
I was distracted answering questions about this captive audience you all are.
See? That's part of my 101 class. You have to be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah, don't you steal my shit. I'm the one with classes what teaches people. You're just some kind of, I don't know, phony baloney, probably.
No, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's right. You full of baloney.
Baloney. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, question.
Answer.
Okay, so you got this letter,
Yeah.
right? And
Well, I
it
didn't get
tells-
no letter.
Well, you didn't.
No.
Okay. So, hypothetically, you would get this letter
Hypothetically.
and then it tells you what to do, and then you assassinate them.
No.
And,
You got it all wrong, kid.
oh,
We put out failers to people who are in the know about what it is that we do. And we tell them, hey, you know, if a good bounty comes to town and you give us the, you know, the ahead notice, we'll cut you in at 5% of the take. Every so often, someone gets a little loose lips. They start talking. They write us a letter. And if they know how to find us, they know how to make money. They don't tell us what to do. We tell ourselves what to do. Duh. Ain't nobody gonna tell Silver what to do, except maybe Lottie. They get real mad sometimes.
So Lottie's like the talker and the organizer of a lot of stuff.
Lottie got away with words, yeah. By that I mean very few.
Gotcha. They handle a lot of the business for y'all.
I would say that.
Okay.
Really, we lost our best fella when he jumped off a cliff to save us from a lieutenant we worked with. He was probably the best talker. God rest his soul.
We talk about
He was
Cole
a good
Honeycutt
talker.
again.
Here we are talking.
Yeah, we're talking about Cole Honeycutt again. You know,
I didn't know him. I was just trying to understand.
See, you admit it. You all don't have your story straight. One person says we was best friends with Colt. She says she don't even know Colt. Y'all got to get your lies in order because you're real bad at this lying thing.
No,
So,
I
like-
didn't meet him.
I'm sure you
Yeah,
didn't. None of y'all did.
actually,
Yep.
Celeste never met Colt.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're Celeste? Nice to meet you.
Celeste? Oh, sorry.
Let's just
What?
fine.
That's what's up.
Anyways, Celeste and her friend came around after Colt because, you know, Colt was a big instrumental part of our
Mm-hmm.
group.
It sure was.
And then losing Colt, we
Yep.
were left in a tough spot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you know how it feels.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. Well, I
Mhm.
lost the real Colt. You're right.
You know, I think Lem's running around saying that he's Colt.
Not for very much longer. Once you give me my gun back, tell me where to go, and I'll give you a 14 fortnight day head start.
Question: Why would they be running around saying they're Colt if they're not Colt?
Well, obviously, because they're trying to herald the greatest hero that ever did heroing. You ever seen someone stick their hand in an entire pile of burning fire ants and pull someone else out of that? No, you didn't, because you never met Colt.
Why was somebody in a whole pile of burning fire ants?
Because he thought they'd be spicy and delicious. Okay, that's not the point here. The point is that Colt did that for Jimmy.
Well, were they?
I did not have any. I was told that they were highly deadly. Also, they were on fire.
Crispy.
I mean, they look pretty crispy, yeah.
Wonder if they're spicy.
I don't know. I ain't got time to think about freaking spicy fire ants now.
Oh,
Y'all got other questions? Can I have my
ants.
gun back?
how tasty are they?
Right.
I've never had the opportunity to veil truth be told.
Where can we get fire ants? Wolf hasn't had them yet.
I mean, where you can
need-
get fire ants. What am I, the fire ant patrol?
You seem to know what the good ones are.
Okay, well, what you gonna do for me?
Not kill you.
Well, okay, I'm already past that point. You already told me you're getting my gun back so I can go kill this Lieutenant Lamb, you piece of shits.
What if I'm lying to you? I am an elf.
Well, what am I gonna do then? I'm already bound, gag. You took my shit. I'm just gonna sit here and
How's
take
the
it.
Fire ants are.
Fuck
Oh, okay,
you.
fair enough.
Give me something.
Yeah. Give you something what?
I don't know. Give me something for trade. I like trading. I'll tell you where the fire ants are. You give me, I don't know, something. Like
Why
my
do we want to know where the fire ants are?
gun bag.
Because Orville hasn't had any.
My gun bag.
I'm not giving you your gun back yet.
This is bullshit.
If we give you your gun back, to be honest.
I'm being repressed right now, and I'm not appreciating it.
No, you're in prison right now.
I'm not in prison. I'm in, like, barely tied rope. It's just really well done.
Yeah, technically, he's just being held hostage.
Yeah, I'm being held
Hostage.
hostage. Who you gonna write my ransom to? Ain't nobody paying for me. Stupid.
That's
You want me to, I'll
unfortunate.
pay for you if you want.
Oh,
I think
okay.
Belle will take my money.
What do you think?
How much,
What do you think? Yeah, what do you think we should ransom me
how
off
much
for?
do you think we should? Yeah.
Yeah, you'll pay my ransom, right?
Proper.
Well, how much do I want to give him to you? Because I have him prisoner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's my bounty?
It's got a lot of zeros on it.
That's how much I want.
Ah,
How
that's
many's
a
a
lot.
lot?
Like a lot. Like more than I got fingers.
Hey, Silver, question for you.
Yeah.
How much you owe child support?
What?
How much do you owe in child support?
0 gold, 0 silver, and 0 copper pieces. Because they can't prove they're my kids.
All right, well, let's work with some theoreticals here. What if they could prove that they was your kids?
Potentially
How-
100,000 gold pieces.
So you were trying to get your friends to pay off a hypothetical child support?
Well, hypothetically, I would never pay child support because that's a sucker's game.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
I'm sure your friends are gonna love to know that.
Well, they know
Thank
about my
you.
woes. What do you mean? What do you mean? Thank you. Hold on. Don't tell me thank you.
Nice.
Look, just tell me where Lieutenant Lem is. Let me solve these problems real quick.
How much is Lieutenant Lem worth to you?
Vengeance. Invaluable. Probably nothing. Except to me and these other fine folk I ride with. I'm gonna
Wait,
finish what
that
Colt
old?
started. Huh?
Still trying to kill him?
He pushed him off a goddamn cliff, woman.
Oh wait, I think I missed the story.
Oh,
Oh,
goodness
what?
gracious.
I
Great
thought he
Ball's a
just
freaking
fell off
fireball.
the cliff. I didn't know he was shoved off the cliff.
He tried to fight for the right to lead the Six Barrel Gang. Did you not? I went into this before I shot your friend. Did you not listen to a word I said? I
Oh, I'm
swear.
sorry.
Failed
See
to
all
shoot me.
Swiss cheese
Excuse
holes
you.
that are all over my body. I'm sorry.
I didn't
if
do that.
I'm suffering from blood loss and I can't even focus, and all I can think about is this poor guy just plummeting off the side of a
Yeah,
fucking boulder.
it was a cliff.
Cliff, sorry.
It's all right. Also,
Wait.
I didn't shoot
Yeah.
you, and I didn't ruin your armor.
No, you didn't.
Lottie
and I
did
just
that?
want to apologize because I think I used the wrong words. I should have used the word parlay, and I used ceasefire, and that was not the right thing to say.
Ma'am,
I said it wrong.
I'm not a pirate. We don't parlay. You could have surrendered. You could have requested our surrender, or you could have said ceasefire. We were ready to cease fire. You decided not to cease fire. Your little kobold friend over there, flexing his muscles, decided he wanted to be freaking Captain Jerkbag.
It's a good title for him.
Yep, Captain Jerkbag. You're welcome. You get that one for free. Look, you got any other questions for me, or can I go?
You want to talk to the next one, Bill?
Yeah, we can move on.
All right, cool. Cut me loose. I'll get out of your hair.
No,
Nope.
not yet.
Oh, come on.
If I cut you loose now, you're not getting your gun. You're just gonna get to go.
I mean, not that bad. Got another gun in the horse anyway. Yeah, I could go.
I didn't say you were gonna get to keep your horse.
Puh, what are you gonna do with it? Jack and shit, that's what.
Just destroy it.
Okay.
Can we ride it first? I don't want to just destroy it.
Anyways, put the gag back on him.
Working.
Do we want to go straight to Lottie, or do we want to see if Powder has anything useful to say?
I
See
feel
what
like
Papa
loud.
has to say.
Yeah, why not?
So who to?
Powder.
Powder. All right.
In the process of the exchange, can I just give Silver like the biggest wedgie of his life while I'm pushing him forward with my other hand?
Yeah, you reach below Silver's pants, and you do not feel underwear.
Ah, unfortunate.
Free
I will heft up the ass of his pants then, and use my other hand to push against his back.
bonus.
I told you this was like prison. Got a game of grab ass going on.
You slide Silver back into the group.
Yeah.
Alright. Do this, and we'll slide this over here. Whoop. And one of these and a couple of those. We should be right on the money, but I'll double check. Clickety clack. No, we are way off. It's too big. Whoop. There we go. So you slide over the next member of the Six Barrel Gang, and you see the tiefling Bandage come off. They look you up and down. They go, what you want to know?
First, I'm not going to make this mistake again. Pronouns.
He, they.
Alright then, thank you. We haven't had much of a talk yet.
Yep.
But, Silva told us some interesting things.
Sure he did.
Yeah. See, we told him the truth about what happened to Colt Honeycutt as we found your note. And he was quite surprised to learn that Colt didn't die when you thought he did.
Yep.
He was a bit fiery to learn that Lem was still alive too.
Lem's alive.
Mhm.
Alright.
That is something I wanted you all to know. Maybe once you see it for yourself, you'll understand a bit more of the truth. But I get the feeling that you lot aren't the type to believe much till you see it.
Where's Lamb?
You'll know that soon enough.
Alright.
Did any of you go to Thule?
I went to Thule way back when. It's a nice
Not
place.
recently. Alright. So you didn't know Kosa was there.
Never heard about that. Interesting though. Yep.
Why is that interesting?
It's interesting. She got out of the game though. Just a civilian.
Yep.
Yep.
What's your history with Colt?
Huh?
You and Colt. How was it back when you served with him?
Fella owes me 5 gold pieces.
For what?
Stuff.
Stuff.
Yep.
You don't think he paid for that when he tried to take out Lem?
He told me he failed. Said nope.
Oh, a bit quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you something.
Yep.
What would you do with someone who came looking for your head? You beat him down, put him in their place?
Mm-hmm. Depends what they were
Just
worth.
know. What are you worth?
I don't know. Probably nothing.
Pretty skilled for worth nothing.
Yep. Reckon that's true. Lots of skilled people ain't worth shit.
Suppose so.
Yep.
You're not the person we need to be talking to change your minds about coming after us anymore, are you?
Probably not. As long as you're worth money, I'll come at you eventually.
Even if we tell you where Lem is?
I'll give you a couple weeks off.
Just look to the group. Whatever anyone else wants to ask.
Yeah, I think I got something.
Mm-hmm.
Would you oppose me settling the debt of Colt Honeycutt on his behalf?
Ain't your debt to settle, fella.
He ain't around to settle it no more. So who's going to take up that mantle?
Says you.
Point you to his grave if you'd like, but
Where's it at?
He doesn't have an exact grave, but
Says he
if
probably
you
ain't
want to
dead.
go, well, I mean, we saw him crushed to death. But if you want to go pay your respects, go on down to Deerwood.
Deerwood. That place what makes heroes, right?
Something like that.
Oh. Is that what that makes you then? Got it. Alright. Give it a look-see once I get out of this hole. What else you need?
yeah, you got a heavy enough load to carry as it is, Brian. Ain't no need to carry that debt with you. And Orville's going to pull out 5 gold pieces, stick it in Svel's pocket.
What's your name, boy?
Orville G. Lee Judd III, sir.
Well, shit. A G. Lee boy. As I live and breathe. Your daddy was worth a hell of a lot of gold pieces back in his day.
Was he?
Yeah. Lem used to tell us around the campfire how much fun it was breaking his legs when he chased him down on his horse.
That's so. I'll have to hear that story from Lem myself.
Not if it's up to me.
Because you want to tell it? You could tell it.
I'm gonna kill Lem.
Okay.
We good?
You good to move on, Miss Vel? Celeste? Orville, you most of all?
Be alright. Might
Mhm.
break this fella's legs and run him down later point, but for now I'm alright.
Here's a G. Lee boy for you.
JJ will gag him.
Oh,
Take
no,
him
no.
out. Swap him out.
It's dragged away. Doing interviewing Lottie next.
Yep.
Oop. And boop, boop, boop. Oop. You drag over a Durigarian individual. Slide them over. Undo their restraint. They look you all up and down. Here.
Just,
I think that's about how we feel after talking to your two companions. You seem to be the brains. You You're not telling me that Silver's the brains, then.
Hmm.
Yeah. Powder ain't got the wits to talk to nobody either, so that leaves you.
Lordy.
Hmm?
The only reason your little group is still alive right now is because you have history with Cold Honeycutt. You were old friends of his, and we were friends of his too.
Hmm.
And on his name alone, I don't really want to have this tango again. I don't want to have to kill you all now.
Hmm.
So what can we do to make this not happen again?
Hmm.
You don't know?
Hmm.
Well, the boys were interested and we told them Lem was still alive.
Hmm.
But I suppose that's not quite worth how much I'm worth.
Hmm.
Nothing to say then?
Hmm.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
Quick question, DM.
Yeah.
Are the markings on their face, is it a tattoo? Is it paint?
Oh, it's a tattoo.
Okay. Would JJ know of any, like, of the Durgarian houses, or, like, in particular, maybe heard stories of maybe ones that match that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll history. It's hard to do. Durgarian don't typically get their stories out in the press.
Is it something that I can help with?
Yeah, if you want. You can either give advantage or make the roll. If Cobble Jones makes the roll, the DC would be lower.
You can make the roll, Joan.
Alright. I'll make a roll and then I'll also use my... Actually, no, I can't. I used them all in the battle.
I was like, you fought real hard. Hold on.
We haven't had a short rest time, have we?
Not yet.
Okay.
This takes place right after the fight.
It's an 8.
An 8. You still have an inkling that the marking is not typical to Durgarians. Most Durgarians very much prioritize a kind of like clean look. They don't typically get tattoos or permanent markings on their body. Unlike dwarves will often, mark themselves up like crazy. Durgarians, at least in this area, don't tend to ever get tattoos. But this one has one. You're not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is what it is.
Okay. I'll sort of like saddle up next to JJ, who looks like she's inspecting it, and kind of whisper that information to her.
Gonna assume you don't have much left in Iskander, do you?
Hmm.
How many people can ride on each of those horses? Is it like one? Is it two? Are they hard to steer?
Hmm.
Thought so.
Mm-hmm.
Thought so.
Mm-hmm.
So aside from
Hmm?
being fella friends of Colt,
Mm-hmm.
what's it worth keeping y'all alive at
Mm.
this point?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
I wish I spoke hums.
Mm-hmm.
Milady, are you mute?
Hmm?
Cat got something? Lose it in battle?
Mm. Mm.
I guess at this point, I'm just wondering how the hell they keep themselves out of trouble. Because they sure do seem like god dang amateurs. And seems like they got piss poor attitudes when they get beat.
Mm.
So is anybody hungry? Want a snack?
I'd love one.
Okay. Just gonna go and start grabbing like little snacks. Just offering them out.
Starts eating like trail nuts and stuff. Preserved vegetables and candied yams.
So, instead of, letting them go, we could always. I think Silver said they were mercenaries and bandits and outlaws. We could always take them down the lift and into Orskith territory and turn them in, see if they're worth anything at all.
Mm-mm.
Uh-oh. It seems like that might be our best bet, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-mm.
Seems like it's a lovely option for us.
Mm-mm.
Just a quick question though. If they knew about the bounty and were willing to kill us for it, what if we take them there and somebody else knows about the bounty?
I think a lot of folks know about that. It's a big bounty.
Mm-hmm.
How many zeros are we talking?
Mm.
Oh, that many, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Was it 100,000? I don't remember.
Mm.
More than that now?
Mm.
Dang.
Mm.
Oh well.
Mm.
And y'all's bounties?
Mm.
Not quite anything not like that, right?
Mm.
But still worth a pretty penny, especially with us traveling on the road.
Mm.
I think we're starting to dwindle a bit. You know, gotta get Celeste some new armor,
Mm.
seeing as you ruined it. So that's a nice weapon.
Mm.
It is quite nice. But,
Mm.
so you would object if we took you down to Orskith?
Mm. 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 Mm.
Okay. Maybe we take them all with us. No big.
Mm.
Like we're all gonna be
Maybe.
friends now?
Hmm?
If we take them with us, they gonna be our friends now?
Mm.
Be awful hard to sleep at night if, our so-called friends are still worried about the bounty on our heads.
Mm. Mm.
JJ's right. Celeste does need to more. And,
Mhm.
I think there's more than enough scrap metal in them riding machines to get
Mhm.
something fast.
Mm-hmm.
Guns are good trade too.
Mm-hmm.
Unique weapons. At least to our folk. I'm
Hmm.
sure they're nothing to y'all.
Hmm.
Is there any hip pouches on Lottie?
Yeah,
Like, was it
you
for
look them
her?
over. They're wearing 2 bandolier belts full of what looks like shells for their main weapon. They have a small kind of like belt backpack that's hipped to the back of their belts, and it's like stuffed to bursting.
Nice. JJ's just gonna undo the belt.
Okay.
And take the belt and start kind of rummaging through and setting things out into nice piles and seeing what's there.
Sure. You look it over. You get through the belts themselves. There's roughly about 70 rounds left for their weapon between the 2 belts. As you undo the clasp in their bag, you open it up. You note a very well-maintained set of tinkerer's tools, all crafted out of like a brilliant-looking platinum material, each with what looks like a scratched-out house marking for each of the tools. Additionally, there is a book that is like a small kind of like personal book that has a black ribbon down the center of it. And you note that in there as well, you find a compass, a spyglass, and a folded up bit of map for the area.
All right, she'll flip through the personal book.
Sure. You flip through the personal book. You note that it's got a leather book jacket on it, but inside the book itself, you note that it's actually just a novel. And as you peel back the front cover, it is written in what languages do you speak specifically?
Just Elven and Common.
Okay, in the language you do not speak, there is a title to this book, but there is a painted picture on the front, and it is of a very like overtly handsome drow man, reaching out a hand and is like in like kind of like a robe, like this like flowing like glistening robe with a moon in the background, reaching out to a Duragarian woman. You get the feeling this is probably like a dime store pulpy novel.
Damn, I was hoping for Tusk Love too.
Sorry. If anyone speaks or reads Undercommon.
Oh, hey, that's me.
That's you. You can read the front cover. The front cover is Midnights and Menzoberranzan.
Orville will choppily sound it out as to come across as as challenged in the literacy department.
All right. Yeah.
It
Lottie
makes
looks over and there's like
sense.
a slight hint of like almost embarrassment as like it's said out loud.
Nothing wrong with it. Everyone reads a little smut here and there. Especially on the long road. It's gotta get pretty dull with those 2 nitwits over there. Yeah. I mean, it's probably good to drown out Silver's yapping.
Celeste's just gonna lean over to Belle. Hey, Belle. What's smut?
Really? Like, really? You're not just messing with me right now?
Oh, really? Is this like that time that you told me that parlay meant we're not fighting? You didn't tell me it was a pirate code.
I thought it might work. I'm sorry.
So it's smut.
Smut, is adult literature generally involving two individuals enjoying each other's company in a very intimate manner. Belle realizes she doesn't have two hands.
Can JJ hear this at all?
That's up to y'all.
Oh yeah, listen, we're not that quiet. Come on.
Okay. Celeste, it's a book about fucking.
Hmm.
You bring that on the open road?
Hmm.
Well, I'm going to take this and I'm going to go regale your compatriots with a passage or two. I'll be back. And Orville will also to the other two who are bound.
Orville, make sure you read the one that's ribboned out. Usually people like to save those.
Oh, no, it looks like it's a bookmark. Is the
Oh,
ribbon.
okay.
Yeah, it's about how far they are. And they're about 110 pages in.
Orville will waltz on over to the two that are bound, gagged, and otherwise helpless but to listen.
Mhm.
And in his most theatrical voice,
Uh-huh.
begin to regale them with the bookmarked passage of Smut.
All right. Go ahead and give me a performance check, Orville.
Celeste is moving closer to
JJ
Orville so she can
plays
hear.
a little
Yeah.
tune behind Orville.
Lottie just kind of sits
Wait.
and writes themselves up on their knees. It's like,
JJ?
Huh?
Are you giving me a bardic inspiration for that?
Let me see if I've got one actually left. I do have one left. Have one.
Is
Enjoy.
it a D8?
Yes.
Awesome. So that's an 8 on that. So that's a total of 20.
20. You kind of get into it at a certain point. You start reading about like the passages are like it is like it's very choppily written, right? But you kind of sell it. You know, it's very much like crude in a sense of if anyone has ever read like any type of like German romance novels, they're very direct when it comes to it. And it's kind of the same thing. And it's like talking about how this drow grabbed their girthy tentacle rod and they bore down on this Duragarian helpless maiden and told them that they would be playing a different sort of game this time. And it just, you get into this at this point. Powder is kind of like wide-eyed and curious. And Silver at this point has like the vapors. Silver's like, just trying to have a conversation during it. Lottie seems stone-faced the whole time. Kind of like gives a nod.
Can I like tap Powder with my foot
Mhm.
and like try and shame and embarrass him?
Oh, you get it, and Powder's just like, They seem pretty unfazed by the shame aspect of it. It's more just like a curious thing they weren't really sure of, but now they've gotten a full performance of like 4 or 5 pages.
All right. Okay.
Orville describing graphic detail how a tentacle rod works.
Durgar and Drow. How many shades? Anyways.
Yeah, that's quite the interesting pair now that I think of it, but whatever floats your boat, to be honest.
That help you understand better, Celeste? Because that is not how all of them are.
That's why I don't read.
Is it like eating Brussels sprouts?
No, those are good.
I'm glad you also like Brussels sprouts.
Not interested in talking then, eh, Lottie?
Mm.
Lottie's talked more than all of us.
Mm.
I mean, like, just so much has been said. I personally can't wait for the horseback riding lesson.
Mm.
Well, here's my thought then. We kill them, I turn them into zombies. That's a warning to anyone else who comes after us.
Mm.
I don't like
That's
that
a
idea.
that's a pretty fun idea. I mean, to be honest, they did come after us. This was all self-defense.
Just my first idea, to let people know that it's not a great idea to come after me. But
Mm.
I'm open to suggestions.
I mean, yeah, the bounty is technically on you. Is the bounty just on our elven friend here?
Hmm.
Or is it pretty much on all of us at this point?
Mm.
Okay. Well, I mean, to be honest, it's coming from someone back from your home, Bill. I think the call is most importantly what you feel.
Mm.
I want to send a message, but I also don't want to kill people who are connected to cult. It's very conflicting for me.
Mm.
Maybe
Yeah, I
just
feel
keep them locked up for 10, 20 years for me to think about it.
Mm.
Wait, do we have that?
Hmm?
Oh, no, they
I think
die
we know some
quick.
people who can keep them.
Oh, true. Well, I was about to say we can put them in that bottle thing, but then they'd essentially
I can put them
ferment.
somewhere they won't die, not that bottle.
Yeah, the
Hmm.
bottle, they'll die in the bottle. I had to think about that for a second.
Could just, stow them away in the, thing I still haven't gotten around to.
Hmm.
But that's up to you,
Mhm.
Lottie, if you want to talk or not.
Mm.
Yeah. Which would you pick?
Hmm?
Zombie, trapped forever,
Mm.
or freedom?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
You gotta talk then.
Mm. Mm.
Are y'all's lives really not worth that? Like, just talking? To be
Mm.
honest, we really only wanted to know about, like, Colt and, like, how y'all know Colt. But also, maybe who gave you the note of, like, the cipher note. That's about it.
Mm. Mm.
I think they might be more talkative if we let them all get together.
I mean, we could keep their guns.
Mm.
Okay. It keeps us from getting shot at least.
Mm-hmm.
For now.
For now.
Powder, is Lottie a mute?
Powder is gagged 50 feet away and goes. Oh.
She was talking trash when she was
Mhm.
shooting us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Look, all I'm gonna say is that if I was in their position, I also would never talk,
Mm.
even if you were gonna turn me into a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think Jones is right. If someone was holding me hostage and trying to make me talk about something about y'all, I think I'd rather die too.
Mm.
I don't think any of you would be able to keep your mouth shut
Mm.
against a real interrogation. But it's good to think that way.
I'm as quiet as a church mouse. I resent that.
Mm.
I think that you would just talk for fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you'd talk, but none of it would make sense to them. And that's exactly what you need.
Mm.
So just be normal.
Hmm.
Got it.
Look, Lottie, we're trying to catch the lift. Are y'all trying to catch the lift?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay, you don't want to go down there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you wanted down there?
Mm-mm.
Is Powder wanted down there?
Mm-mm.
Is Silver wanted down there?
Mm-mm.
For child support?
Mm-mm.
Possibly right.
Mm-mm.
You know. What's down there that's not fun?
Hmm.
'Cause we kind of gotta go that way.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So nothing is like hunting y'all down there,
Hmm.
but you don't want to go down there.
Hmm.
That don't make sense.
Hmm.
Could you help us make sense of it?
Hmm. Hmm.
I think it's up to Lottie at that point.
Hmm.
Um. JJ's gonna walk back over to where Silver's at
Huh?
and kind of just pull his gag down.
What you want?
Lottie's really like not into going down the lift.
Well, of course.
What is Lottie like afraid of something down there?
Probably.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they ain't supposed to go
Oh.
back there no more.
Oh, are they like exiled from that area?
Well, no shit. You seen their face?
Well, yeah, that was something I was trying to figure out because it's not like
And you could have just asked.
particularly. Lottie don't want to talk. We've
Well-
been asking questions.
You asked me all kinds of fucking questions. I gave you all kinds of fucking answers. I don't see what the fuck you know what? Never mind. What you need?
What's on Lottie's face?
It's a branding mark of an exile from the Durgarian clans. Jeez, what are you new?
I am new. I don't know a lot about.
Well, there you go
Orlin.
then. There's a free
Thank
history
you.
lesson. That's
Nice.
204, by the way. I normally charge more for that.
I think is your life worth 204?
Well, 204 is a
less?
lesson plan, first off, Snippy. But I mean, sure. I mean, if you're gonna kill me, just kill me. Like, God, y'all are real bad at this shit. Where it's like, you're just trying to
We're
threaten
not.
death, but we already expect to die if we're gonna, fail in assassinating people. So it's kind of like, well, we'll just kill you, and we're like, okay, well, you would have done it if you wanted to, but you obviously want shit. So you're
But
either
what
gonna
if
torture us to death with this boring ass shit, or you're gonna try to get us to talk about shit. I'm here to talk. What you need? I'm a goddamn songbird. What you need here, girl? I love to sing about the moon and the June and the springer. I love to sing oh, a sky for blue and a T for two. I love to sing
That's a good one.
That's right. You're welcome.
Yeah, no, we're gonna take y'all down.
Don't do
bottom
that.
of the lift.
That's bad. That's a bad idea for you.
It's a bad idea for us.
Personally, a bad idea for you, yeah.
Why would it be a bad idea for us?
Well, hey, Lottie's exiled. If you bring an exile back into their lands, you're responsible.
Oh.
So you're bound to probably get worse. Second off,
Ugh.
we kind of left some unfinished business in Orskath. You probably don't want to be seen with us in Orskath.
What did y'all do in Orskith? I
What
thought
didn't we
maybe
do
it
in
was
Orskith?
child support.
Well, I got child all over. I don't even know. I probably got a child here at the lift factory. I don't freaking know.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it happens.
Certainly.
Yep.
Okay, so maybe we not put y'all. Well then, okay, so what if Lottie's in exile? How do y'all have all this fancy equipment?
Lottie built it.
Because Lottie built it.
Oh, yeah. Didn't you go through their bags or some shit? You went through my bag.
I did. I went through Lottie's bags and I found some stuff, but
There you
not,
go, then.
like, tons of stuff.
I mean, don't any of you make anything with your lives?
Well, we try and help people.
That ain't really making stuff. That's just making stuff worse or better. You're improving or changing something else, but you ain't really, like, building nothing from scratch. Lottie can turn a
No.
pile of scrap metal into something cool. Pretty awesome. Oh, yeah. They got a word for it before we got into the war. It was like arts of farts or something.
Artificers.
Yeah, that's probably the
I've worked
word.
with one a couple times.
Yeah, they're an artificer.
There's actually a really cool one back home.
Oh, that's neat.
We told Powder
Go.
that if he wanted to pay his respects
Yep.
to the cult that we saw die,
Okay, sure.
If
Yeah,
it's
your
like-
fake cult, my real cult. Got it.
In the case that it's like the same cult,
Uh-huh.
there's like a monument to Colt
Oh,
in
okay.
Deerwood.
Cool.
And y'all could go visit the Artificer there, and maybe like Lottie and her could like talk shop. Or
Yeah.
something.
I mean, I'm down. You gonna let us go now?
Maybe.
Go. All right.
What's it? I
Shoot
mean,
you
what's
later.
it worth to y'all?
I mean, I don't know. You're currently handing it away for free, so I'll take free.
I mean, I'm not giving you away for free.
I mean, I'm not asking you to give me away. I'm not getting married, Jesus. I mean, Reavers.
Jeez. I know that's not your style.
Yeah,
I can
no.
already tell.
Yeah, not really my thing. I don't know. The one green fella, my brother from another, probably mother, I don't know. He said, we'll trade you a fortnight. We won't come after you for a fortnight. I'm down with that. Reckon that's fair. And if you're
I
an
mean,
Orskath, we can't come after you.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Is it just Lottie?
Well, we wouldn't go out of personal respect. Not gonna
Of
leave Lottie
course, of
behind.
I mean, it's kind of like how. Never mind.
You're banned from somewhere too? Happens all the time.
You know how it is.
Yeah, no. Professional courtesy, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd shoot your friend's brains out if I could, but I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No. I understand. We've had to, handle business.
Well, I mean, if you handled your business and there weren't no bounty, then we wouldn't have no problem here. Because we wouldn't come after you. This
know
is
what's kinda
technically your
funny?
fault, really, if you think about
we
it.
did handle our business because we did exactly what the person who rendered the bounty told us to do, and then they decided, oh, you know what, we should probably have them killed.
I mean,
They knew too much
It happens a lot.
about our secret society or
Yeah.
the secrets going on.
Mhm.
You know how it is. It's some bullshit.
Yeah, was it some rich fella?
Yeah,
Probably
some,
wore a high
super-
collar or some shit.
Oh my god, the highest collar.
Yeah,
And
decorated
walked
robes.
around with so much shit in his britches.
Yeah,
You know how it is.
yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, typically whenever we have a client like that, we use an intermediary. That way we never have to meet that kind of client. Because those kinds of clients like to, what they call, clear loose ends. And so typically it's a shot or be shot type situation. You would be surprised the number of people that Honeycutt had to blow the brains out of because they didn't want to pay up after the job was done. Happens all the time. Sometimes they keep their money pretty close to their house, and then you just rob their house afterwards. And when the local guards show up, you just go, no, we're collecting on debt. And you just, you show them the papers, what you done did, typically proof or something like that. Yeah. It is always acceptable to kill rich people, just on a personal level. They got more than they're ever going to need anyway. They had a good couple years.
A good few hundred years.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if they're made out of clay too, then it's not even really. It's not even really a homicide at that point. They're not people. That's like
What is it? Like
dismantling or something because they're clay people.
property destruction.
Destruction of property. Yeah, I mean, and that's a much lighter sentence in most places than murder.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
calmly explain. Don't worry, officer. It was an elf. They'll probably, slap on the wrist at most.
What if it's in an elf kingdom?
Oh, you should probably never go to an elf kingdom. Just out of a
Yeah, I
general
think that-
rule of thumb. Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
was part of the issue.
Yeah, no, elves straight up suck. Okay.
I mean, I like the one that we've got, to be honest.
I mean, if you got
To
a
be
defective
so
one, that's cool.
That one's also in exile.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's why then they're an exiled elf. They're probably pretty bitching then. Probably. I don't know. I don't know them
They're
personally.
super cool. And then
Awesome.
That
I wish they
one
weren't
that
worth so much money. We
skulks
could
in
be
the-
friends.
I know the one that skulks in the shadows.
Yeah.
That one's half elf.
Oh yeah.
They're real badass. They're pretty scary.
I was wondering how that works. Like, do they get born half of whatever the good part is, and then they sculpt the rest on, or like,
I don't know.
is it like a budding thing where oh, you got a little elf on you in the bedroom, so now it's gonna grow into a full size elf? Do you have to
Like a
water it
potato.
after midnight? What are the rules to a half elf? Have you ever asked yourself that? These are the questions that I need answers to, but the damn MMLR 660 don't tell you nothing, jack and shit. I've written in 4 times trying to figure out how this is made, and I ain't get nothing. No educational programming. That's what's wrong with today's youth.
They just like to spread some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
it
That's
is
fair.
what it is.
Yeah, it happens. Elf propaganda, I understand.
I guess so.
So we good, or are you going to keep pretending you're badass? You're going to kill me?
I don't know.
Yeah,
You
I'm confused too.
let me go talk to the boss lady over there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Put a good word with the warden.
You know, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's fine.
I am gonna have to take your belts and your things for now.
That's
until we
fine.
Figure it out.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know how it goes.
I know how it goes. That's all right.
JJ will take Silver's belt and then also take whatever Powder has and just so they have their stuff off of them
Yeah, that's fine.
when we decide to do whatever we're gonna do.
Yep.
Okay. So, JJ will also return to the group. So, okay, awesome. Lottie here's in exile. So, the thing is if we take Lottie back, we're responsible for Lottie, meaning we took Lottie back into Orsketh territory, and then we're in trouble. And that's probably not good for us. So, maybe we not take him down the lift. So it is up to y'all what we
Well,
do.
I say we got 3 options. We kill them.
You hear the background? I don't like that one.
Trap them.
That's slightly better.
They won't need food or drink while they're in there. We can deal with them later.
I'm still gonna want it.
Or we just let them go.
I vote that one.
We know we're gonna have to deal with them again.
You should let the goblin go.
Or
Is
they'll...
it a fortnight?
Was that you that said that?
No, it wasn't, man.
Totally was him. I vote number 3. Third one.
Hold on a second. We'll make our votes. I'll walk over and gag him. Thank you for your insight. We'll take it under consideration. What does everyone think?
If we happen to let him go, I do want to give them the information on where Lem is, and they can make that determination for themselves on what they want to do about that. Because we've had
agree.
our suspicions for a hot minute.
Yeah, that is a personal matter for them to deal with, especially since he's been using Colt's name.
I think that's only fair.
Have you guys ever thought about the fact that maybe the fake Colt is the real Colt and the real Colt was Lem?
Well, we showed
Yeah.
Silver the pictures JJ drew up, and they're quite distinct looking. So,
Yep.
seemed to line up with who we knew.
Okay. Well, back in the day, I would have been fine with killing prisoners, but I feel like the fact that we let them live through battle and that they haven't had a chance at an honorable death in battle, it feels kind of cheap to just execute them now.
Well, it's nice that we have the option to keep them as prisoners forever if we want.
I feel like if we were going to do that, we might as well just kill them. What's the point of holding on to them for... I mean, if you want them gone forever, you have to kill them. But I don't know that it's necessary. I'd
The
rather
only reason
kill them the next time.
is because then they won't be able to come after us again. But otherwise, we do know that when they come back, we may have to kill them. Is that fair to everyone? We let them go this time with a warning. They come after us again, we kill them?
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. To be honest, we're not quite murderers as much as some
Yes, we are.
folks.
Yeah, we are
Not
murderers,
in
JJ.
like-
We've talked about that. We're
Mhm.
unlifers.
Mhm.
We are unlifers, but not just like, you know.
Alright,
really,
Lottie.
really-
Looks like you're getting a freebie on this one on account of your history with Colt. I'm gonna let you go handle up whatever the hell the deal is with that fellow, them.
Hmm.
And, if you decide to come back, because the zeros are just so many,
Mhm.
I get it.
Mhm.
Won't be mad at you for that, but
Mhm.
I will put you down. Maybe raise you myself after that, but just fair warning.
A couple things here, Val.
Yeah.
One, raisin's good and all. However, I think the lady could also just use a new coffee table, so we might be able to fashion some of their bones together for one of them. And two, before we let them go, should we like take a little bit of blood or something so that you can do whatever magic it is that you do and keep an eye on them, so that we know when they're coming, should they be coming, and then they're the ones doing an ambush instead of us.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah. Let's get some samples.
You do blood magic?
I do all kinds of magic. I'm a wizard. No, it's something like this. Just the one. Yeah, that's a good idea, Over.
What do you do?
I'll go and take a little bit of each of their hair.
You can write down that you have 3 locks of hair for Powder, Silver, and Lottie.
Do we want to give them any of their things back?
I'd like to give them all their things back, because if it were me and my things were taken, I'd be upset.
That's true.
To be honest, Lottie made it all with their bare hands, so.
Not like removing it from them would affect him much. Might slow him down a little bit, but wouldn't be the end of it.
Right.
So we cut him loose, give him the fortnight, we let him know where Lem's at,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Hope
they know
they
they
consider-
know where their cult is.
Yeah.
Should they wish to pay any final respects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to do before freeing them or giving them their things back?
I'm good.
Yep, I'm good.
All right. You guys take time, collect your samples, slowly unbound and unbind the 3 of them. They take their possessions back and start belting back up and putting things on, holstering all their weapons and checking them and putting them on their backs and kind of stowing them around. Silver looks up to you all and like kind of looks you all over and go, "All right, well, you got us this time, but next time you won't be so lucky, Seekers of Galani." I always like to say that, but realistically, I don't know. You probably get eaten or something. Anyway, you have yourself a good one. Good luck with your whole, issue you got going on there. Seems pretty shit, but, yep. What do you say, Powder? You see the tiefling look over and go, You all have yourselves a good evening. Good luck in Orskith. Where's Lim?
Orville will pull out a map and 1-to-1 them. Yeah.
Okay, were you pointing them Grim Village or the other continent?
God, he was at the honey hole last we saw him, right?
No, he took JJ's uncle far away.
We'll tell him where the honey hole is and then where he was headed last.
Alright.
I'll give him back. Why not?
All right, give it a look. See, where's your honeycut buried?
His monument's is being built. I'm not sure if it's done yet, but it's being built in Deerwood at the Gulani Estate. With a scholarship foundation.
Scholarship Foundation.
In his name.
All right.
What he did. And if Lottie wants to go, there's a pretty good artificer in the city as well. Does some fun tinkering and whatnot. The city's pretty cool. It is in a bit of ruin right now, but it's a fun place. It's a good stop off. And there tends to be if you guys are heading down south to Valtora, there's a dock that might take you down with boats.
All right. Thank you. Give it an old look-see. Silver. Yeah. Tell them about it. Oh, okay. That's fair. In the event you find yourselves in Orskath, any lonely night in the snow, you feel a cloud roll over your bones and bring with it a cold, unbeknown to you, so deep and so true that you will never know happiness again. And the light fades from the world, and you see two glowing orbs of red moons cross across the sky. Pray to whatever deity you still call God. And run. Run as fast as you can. Right then. See you, Seekers.
Wait, why?
I told you what I told you.
Is this like a common legend?
Huh? No, it's a...
No, this is sorry.
Oh. No, you've obviously you've never heard this tale. This seems like a weird story that they're just warning you about.
Maybe it's something new.
Yeah. Very good, Seekers. When next we cross, well, hope you have your affairs in order.
Give us a warning shot at least.
Just don't give us a reason to come after you.
For the warning shot, could you shoot past us and not through me this time?
Oh, I thought that's what... Yeah, I mean... Alright. I'll pick, hold on. You. Oh, the Jed boy. I'll shoot the Jed boy first.
I wish you luck. Not fair.
Alright. You catch it again, you better throw it back. It's expensive. Alright. You good here, Lottie? You see the Durgar kind of give like a shrug. Alright.
I would say it was a pleasure, but I think we all know it wasn't quite, so.
It wasn't so bad.
Could have been worse.
At least you justify the cost. Good luck. They wave and go and fetch their metal horses and slowly saddle up. You hear them steam powering up. And finally, all three ride up. They all, two of them shout hi-ho. The third one, only Orville understands them saying hi-ho. And all three horses tear off down the southern road, heading back towards Elika.
I hope that they find some things that give them reason not to come after us again, because I am not going to enjoy killing them.
No. No.
But what you will enjoy is a 10-minute break, scheduled here from 9 o'clock to 9:10 For everyone here with Second Wake, we thank you for sticking with us throughout the evening. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, and then, yeah, more Second Wake after that. What will happen? We'll figure out together. See you in a bit. Peace! Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a good break. Did you stretch? Did you get some water? Do you have something to eat? Maybe a snack. Always a good idea. Before we left for the break, the group was interrogating 3 of the 6-barrel gang, Lottie, Silver, and Powder, coming to find that they really don't have a need to talk or want to talk, but they appreciate their freedom, and now they're off to find Lieutenant Lem, who they had always assumed was just very much dead, same with Cole Honeycutt. Group had turned them on to that, and now, as the group has left Seekers Galanti, you are sat outside the Grand Lift. You can hear a number of people clattering about, as it has been, truthfully, several hours at this point of interrogation, followed by a rather short fight, comparatively. It's always funny how time works. But you do hear a little bit of like shouting and ruckus back towards the lift. It does sound as if late into the evening now, the lift is slowly beginning to arrive back at the platform.
But it wasn't leaving until morning, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Alright. Shall we head back and get a rest then? Get the hut back up?
Yeah, set it up kind of close to the lift. That's fine with me.
All right. You guys set your camp up further back into the town, dome it up near all the animals, and go for a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, while we're starting, I want to go to Orville. Like, hey, Orville, can I tell you a secret?
Well, most certainly.
Okay.
Do I need to keep this secret, or do you just want to tell me?
I mean, I promised I wouldn't tell someone, but I wouldn't make you make a promise like that.
Okay.
So you know how we met Father Duskin?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, he's headed to Deerwood, you know. And when I was talking to... And she just dangles the Huggy Bear thing. He mentioned that, you know, he's probably going to have to send the Lightnings to go deal with him, because...
Righteous and holy.
So, like, I'm not saying that JJ's your grandfather is getting sent to war against Father Duskin, but, you know, JJ's grandfather is getting sent to war against Father Duskin, so... Pretty cool, right? Anyways, I told you that, not someone else, so...
Okay, well, now I know.
I'm just gonna walk away.
I'm gonna go sleep on that.
Or was like, I'm just pass out after that. That's a good thing to know. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to do before getting a long rest in?
I will. Let me see if I have incense. Do I still have any incense left? I have just enough. Okay. I will resummon Aja.
Okay. The snake is resummoned once again.
Hey, Orville,
Yes, Les?
while we all get ready for bed, will you read some more of that book to us?
Yeah, I suppose I never gave it back, so sure, yeah, I'll read some of it to y'all.
I apologize. In giving them their things back, I would assume you give Lottie her book or their book back. But that's up to you.
I'm gonna roll for it. Evens, I'm keeping it.
Alright, that's fine.
That's 4.
Alright.
Keep the book.
Yeah, so you can add to your inventory a smutty book known as Midnights in Menzoberranzan.
Where's the custom item in here? I'll write it on a piece of paper and work it out later.
Alright, fair enough.
I will attempt to read out loud to everybody for approximately 30 minutes before going to bed. Do you want me to roll performance?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. That's a flat 10.
Alright. It's not as passionate as the first. You get into a few pages now, and again, you're already more than a third of the way through the book, give or take. Maybe closer to like a fourth of the way through the book. But you're getting to like a part now where like all the steamy stuff is over, and now it's a lot of like existential crises about the Duragarian woman and her considerations about laying with a drow individual and what will the families think, and it gets a little like preachy towards like this part. So it's not as great.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Does Menzoberranzan have a meaning or connection in this realm, or would I be aware of any of it?
You probably wouldn't. The idea of capital city is not there. But yeah, so it's a weird
So
one.
it's like to me it's like a fictional named city for this.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay.
Like it'd be like saying like if you were to read, I don't know what's like I'm trying to think of like one, like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, or like it could be any wardrobe. You know what I mean? But it's not like a wardrobe in this sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm. Anything else before bed, y'all? Good. All right. You guys can keep watch, but you are in an area where there is a guard presence. You are also in a force dome for the most part. Doesn't seem to be many folks willing to threaten folks that are driving around a very heavy cart and can summon a force dome. So even with kept watches, passes fairly uneventfully. The guard presence alone seems to deter a lot of folks. You all get a long rest in, so if you want to mark it on your sheets that you have a long rest, go right ahead, update your character sheets now. Eventually, you can hear hustle and bustle in the early morning, probably 6:30 a.m., somewhere in there. And people seem to be boarding onto this very large lift. You can see a number of people rolling out, packing their things up, and getting into kind of a formated line, reaching for the way down. Excuse me.
Let's get packed up and get in line.
Mm-hmm.
I will temporarily dismiss Aja because I don't have a ticket for an extra pet.
You dismiss Aja, you get your tickets out and ready. Takes roughly about an hour or so to board in. They help secure and fasten. They actually take kind of leads and hook them onto eyelet hooks across this large kind of metal-looking platform. You get a sectioned area for your cart and your cattle, and they kind of like look over the area, check everyone's tickets, punch it through, and slowly board everyone on. And they get a good fair amount of folks on this. You hear the clicking, and eventually, just a few hours as morning begins to kind of crest up over the mountains, you can hear the soft kind of dolorous groans from MMLR slowly fade away just before the broadcast begins to start. And your journey down Bonebreaker's Leap begins. You hear a large kind of rattling set of heavy gears roll down what looks like a nailed-in track across the edges of these mountains and highlands. But you are effectively stuck on this lift for the next several hours. You do note a number of folks wander in and out intermittently among the crowd. Some folks looking for last-minute deals, shopping, things of that sort, just meeting folks. Other folks are looking and peering off over this kind of like guarded and crisscrossed cage that you guys find at the very edge of the platform. The platform itself being quite large to be able to fit and hold all of these folks as you guys slowly descend. As the morning light begins to peer over the horizon and fill the snow-blanketed lands of Orskath, you all actually have a perfect view of what lies ahead of you. A massive, several miles wide lake in the distance, and a city perched on the edge of what would be the Frigid Well, your next destination as the Seekers of Galanti. Light dances across it, and you can see a hustle and bustle of individuals moving to and fro the northern pass leading out of the Great Lift. A number of folks already down below, some several hundred miles, like specks of dirt and ants, waiting their turn for the lift to return, and thus their ability to return back to the Orskathian Highlands. Seekers, if there's anything you'd like to do during your long travel and wait for the lift itself, you may do so now. If not, you guys are more than welcome to keep to yourselves, and we can move forward to the end of your journey.
I'll just go and kind of watch the side in the descent. I kind of want to look at the sky and see if there's any signs in the distance anywhere of this kind of glowing orbs thing that he was talking about.
Oh, the warning he had?
Yeah.
No, not for the most part. It seems like the story itself has stipulations and measure, and that there is a almost supernatural-like event that occurs with this.
Cool.
JJ will read her Intro to Infernal book.
All right. And start studying.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
$15, please.
15. You can mark down that you have studied the book for an additional day. So you've got another notch towards learning a language. Anything else for Celeste or Cobalt Jones or Orville?
I'd like to try to get my armor fixed, and potentially Celeste's as well.
Sure. Celeste is wearing like scrap metal at this point.
Yeah. With mending, doesn't Vel have mending?
Not
We
sure.
can fix your armor.
Okay,
We already asked about this about Celeste, though.
I gotcha.
But he did say that there were shops, so someone might have armor.
Yeah, the mending spell fixes small cracks and breaks in armor. But if a set is completely destroyed, it cannot restore something to true. Not what this spell does. Which is pretty neat.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think
You
the
have
tear and
Smith's
break can't be larger than like a foot. Something like that.
I do have Smith's tools, but I don't have a forge or anything, so probably not gonna work out too well. So yeah, I guess you guys could do that, and then if you can mend my armor, then I don't have to try to fix it myself.
Yeah, after looking over, Bell will do as Cobalt asked and spend time mending his armor. Then.
All right. And then Cobalt Jones and Celeste, you're looking for any trader on this area?
Yes, please.
Dealing in armor specifically?
Yeah, if we can find plate armor, I guess.
You can either roll investigation, or you can roll a persuasion check, as you can ask around the lift for anyone who might still be trading in these sorts of things.
I'll try persuasion.
Up to you.
$15.
Okay, 15, you said? Understood. 15. Ba-ba-ba. Got it. So with a 15, you ask around, you start saying like, hey, I need armor. Obviously my armor is kind of junked, and you're like wearing like scrap, like gauntleted arms and stuff, but the whole center part is just blown apart and shredded through like cheese. Eventually people steer you in the direction of an individual who is known to be a traveling smith on the lift itself. They point you in the direction, and you make sure I have this right here. Yeah. They point you in the direction of an individual who is kind of working out of this kind of large steam-looking cart. There's all kinds of heat kind of sort of pouring off of it. And you can see a heavy-looking hammer saddled and kind of strapped into a large metallic cart. A pack animal of a massive-looking ram with plated horns and heavy barding adorns this. And you can see there are two Duragarian guards that sit on either side of this. They are clad head to toe in a full body suit of mail, to the part where, much like Schmidt, wearing like a full suit that seals itself in kind of like a pressurized environment. The individual in question, who people point you to, kind of stands out and it seems to be having a conversation with a few other folks. And as you turn in the direction, you see this, shockingly, kind of like pale-skinned, almost strangely so, dwarven individual that seems to have ties to both dwarven ancestry and Duragarian ancestry. They do have what looks like these bright white lined tattoos. Instead of a solid bar, it seems like small lines that cross across each cheek, likely signifying something of the sort. But as you approach, they look you up and down and kind of go, "Oh, bless you."
You?
Hey. What do I find you here?
I'm looking for some armor.
All right. I got a few things around. What do you need? Breastplate, chainmail.
Do you have any plate armor?
Right. Not a full suit, especially not for you, so tall. Maybe do half plate for you.
Okay.
Right.
How much would that run me?
You just want normal armor, yeah? Nothing fancy to it?
Like what? What do you have?
What do I have? Come along. They turn on their heels and walk towards the back of their large cart. They pull a talisman out from around a looped necklace around their neck. And on this chain, they kind of set this talisman onto the back of their cart in this kind of indentation. You hear a clicking sound as it kind of fits in like a key, and they turn it ever so slightly. And you see Kobold Jones, as they turn, they kind of move it almost like a dial to a safe. You hear a clicking sound and a whirring. The back of the cart slowly unlocks and decompresses, and they slowly slide this heavy door off to the side, opening up the back of this large kind of battle wagon of sorts. They snap their fingers, and you hear a torch light in the center of the back of their wagon, and you can see rows on either side of weapons and armor already on display, and a heavy-looking forge kind of built into the back of this wagon. As they look you over, they go, "Size you up, what here? 6'2" feet?
No, like 6.
6 foot, okay, sure. Not sneaking an inch one way or the other, I'm sure. All right. They climb into the back of their wagon and start looking across like the rows of various armor. You note that primarily what they have on display is things that are intended for folks that are more self-defense and less war. Plate mail is not typically something people travel in, so they tend to offer more medium armor options. But they look it over, and they have everything on offer except for just like general plate mail. As you say, like, what do you have in like special? They look over, and let me make sure I have this right here. Let's see, we have it right. Bloop, bloop. Monumento. Here, I want to make sure I have their shop all set up the right way. Give me one moment, y'all. There it goes. Let's see here. Boom. All right. So they point out a number of different things, shields, things like. For a full suit of plate mail, they do point to a large center chest piece that depicts that of the head of an open maw worm And they point to that and they go, got plate mail, what resists poison and disease. And they point to another breastplate, and it has a depiction of a large phoenix. And they go, plate mail that'll save you from dying. And they point to a third one that they have out. And they go, that one there, that one's special. And you look, and there is a sigil that has been crafted on the front of this. And you read Celestial, right? You are capable of doing that? I'm not sure if you get that or not.
Yes, I
Yeah?
am.
You look, and the sigils that are across this are of 3 effigies of creatures that are like arms out on either side and seemingly like being offered up on the front of this armor. And it seems a bit strange, and you notice the markings in Celestial are that of self-sacrifice and the death of gods. He goes, if you're looking for a bit more curious-natured things as well, we've got it. I don't have anything not enchanted at this time for plate armor, but of these 3 I could give you a fair deal. One lift rider to another.
How much for the last one, the third one?
Run you a shiny couple of gold. Say ballpark 11,000 gold pieces. You'll never find a better suit of armor of that, I swear to you.
Yeah, see, I don't have 11.
Hmm.
To take 7.
7,000 gold. I'd
I
be
don't-
giving it
okay,
away.
I just don't have that kind of money. I only have 7.
I'll take 7 in trade. What do you have for trade?
I have this and I'll pull out one of the black onyx gems.
Hmm.
I have this.
Walks it over and goes, it's not enough.
Okay, but this is my most prized possession. And I'll pull out the goat hat.
The goat hat.
Yeah.
Looks at it and goes, it's a fine hat.
Thank you.
I'd mark off 100 gold pieces for this hat.
Wow. So how much left do I owe you between the hat, the 7,000, and the stone?
Let's see. Wager to put the stone at a few hundred. Hat, I'll give you 100 because it's fancy. 7,000 gold pieces. Say you're at about 3,500 or so. Short.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to a friend.
Mhm.
She, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll be right back. Don't
Yeah.
move.
Okay,
Don't move.
I'm
Okay.
not moving.
And Celeste will do that awkward power walk / run over to Morgan.
Morgan asleep in the back of the wagon. The dwarf will look to you, the dwarvish man will look to you, Cobalt Jones, and goes, what are you, just the retainer or the bodyguard?
Mostly just along for the ride.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
how much for the poison one?
Got a good discerning eye on you. I could let it go for 7,500.
Okay. There's a good chance that she's gonna fall back on that option, so I wanted to just air that out right now.
Oh yeah, of course.
Let me go see what she's up to.
Sure.
And then I will just, I don't know, slowly walk. No, not power walk. I'm just gonna slowly walk and like take in the sights.
Gotcha. Yeah, you walk back. You see a lot of people are trading like different like mercantile goods. People are moving like crates off the back of wagons into other wagons and like making early day deals. It seems like a lot of folks, especially there's a good mix of people that are going to the north for trade and a good mix of people that are returning to the north after having made trade. So there's a good mix of like gold flow on this lift, which is pretty interesting. And it seems to be really common practice. Like a few of the guards are all kind of giving like nods, and it's kind of almost well known that there are weird deals that happen on Bonebreaker's lift. So it's just like almost a learned thing. You return back, Celeste, to the group. Morgan is curled up, laying around Chunkini, and as you kind of like knock, 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 she rises her head up. She's like, what do you want? You're muted. I can't hear a word you're saying.
Hey, I was just wondering if I could borrow just a little bit of money. Yeah.
So I, as a DM, don't know if Morgan would let you loan money.
She actually is the one that messaged me because
Okay.
I was watching.
Then that's fair then. Morgan, if you're out there, that's fine. I trust
she
it.
messaged me. It was like, Morgan Jingles box in front of your face. I was like, oh.
Morgan goes, I got money. I get money. I get money. Oh yeah, if you want to borrow it from Morgan, Morgan can finance it. Opening up the bottomless box and pulling out stacks of gold.
Is there stacks of gold in there?
Yeah, she poured like 40 grand into this box before y'all left. I know
And
she
also
has the
all
total
my
amount.
money.
Yeah, she has all of Cobalt Jones's entire share in this bottomless box, not including what started in this box beforehand. Because there's no detailed account of what's actually in the box. No one sat down and like tried to just pull shit out of this thing.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay. I will take the money and
Mhm.
head back over to my newfound friend.
All right.
Buy my armor.
You head back. Cobalt Jones is slowly walking past, and like you catch him halfway through.
I'll kind of like turn on my heel in one fluid movement and then slowly start walking back.
Walking back. Celeste, you return to the smithery, and he goes, "Oh, Miss Quick, welcome back." And you have like a fucking like cartoonishly big sack that has a money symbol on the side of it, I assume.
Yeah,
Yes.
like Scrooge.
Yeah. Well, okay then. So what can I get you? Your friend said you wanted the poison armor. Is that right?
No. I want the third one, please.
Oh, the third one you do. All right.
So.
I have to ask you a few questions before I can sell it to you, if that's okay.
No, yes, of course. Yes,
All
for
right.
sure.
All
Sure.
right. They reach into the back of the cart, or back of the wagon, I should say, and they pull out a book that has a number of like pages all left and right, and they untie the front of it and leaf through, and they pull out this long kind of like almost old looking parchment. And they set it on front of the book, and they come back with an ink-willed quill pen, and they look to you, and they go, all right, I don't need your name, I don't need anything of that sort. Your name is Susie, and you are from Orskath. We'll just say you're somewhere from here, to the north, no problem. All right, background check, you're done. You seem like a fine person, sure, that seems good. This I do need to know, this is important. Do you have any issues with depression or suicide?
I think there's something called a Fifth Amendment rights.
You don't have that here in Orskath.
Well then, yes.
You do. You're depressed
No.
and suicidal.
No. Yeah. Which one will give me the armor?
I can't sell weapons and armor to mentally deficient people.
Then no.
All right, good. And marks it. Goes down to the next one. Do you intend to utilize these arms and armor to overthrow the government of Orskath?
No.
All right, good there. Do you have any relation with any rebel groups or operatives of meeting of which you would see the overthrowing of a government?
No.
Okay, good enough for me. Have you, in the last week, endangered the lives of any individual other than for the purposes of self-defense?
No.
All right, good enough for me. All right, Susie, if you could just sign your name at the bottom, Susie.
How do you spell Susie?
Suyz. I don't know.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Takes it, looks it over, and as you're getting a look at this document, it seems to be an official order for any sale made in Orskathian borders. And it seems like a laundry list of conditions to buy and sell weapons or armor while within the North. He kind of just looks it over and goes, everything's in order here. Can't wait to file that. And he kind of rolls it up and packs it away into his booklet. Heads back over. Goes, is that all the coin I'll need?
Yeah. Well,
Good.
yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Takes it, starts counting it in stacks of 10, and says, it'll be a minute here. Just got to make sure it's all here. But he'll spend 10, 20 minutes just going through stacks and stacks of gold and platinum, making sure it's there. After everything's in order, you see them head to the back of the wagon again, deposit the coin into a box, head back over, and they pull out a long kind of wooden pole with a hook on it, and they unhook the front of the plate that you were looking at, set it down. They reach to the other side. They pull out a new set of shoulders, new arm guards, new leg guards, waist guard, everything you need to make a full set of plate mail. Everything seems to match this strange looking design of like sacrificed creatures across it. He looks it over and he goes, all right then. For this armor, we've written down the instructions about how it is utilized. Do you speak Undercommon?
Undercommon?
All right. Do you speak Celestial?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. And he reaches into the same book and flips to the back and pulls out a like hand-scrawled bit of parchment and hands it to you. Goes, it's all the information you'll need in Celestial, how to operate this armor. If you're into any problems, it is not my fault.
Okay.
All right. It's yours to keep.
Sorry. What was your name again?
Hmm?
Your name.
Oh, my name is Boris.
Uh.
And he winks really big. Ha.
Ah. Okay, Boris.
Mhm.
So, I appreciate your time and your help.
Of course.
Have a good day.
You too. Susie.
Thanks. Bye. Go on, Jones. Let's go.
Goes and closes up the back as you collect your plate armor.
Just as I enter, she's
Yeah, you're like,
like
hey,
walking through the door. No, da. Okay.
leaving. But yeah, you gain a suit of plate mail. On your character sheet, for now, I'll give you the details of it. It's in your letter. It is called Martyr's Mail, specifically. All right. Anything else you guys want to do while you are riding the lift down?
Some yoga and stretching, please.
Yoga and stretching, easy to do. You get to stretching as best you're able. Go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
Intelligence, that is going to be a 15.
15. If you're down a point of sanity, you can recover a point of missing sanity. As you go through yoga and feel better about yourself, and a number of things come into perspective. You have time to focus and think and consider and ponder and release the tension from your bones and muscles.
Just ponder, no orb.
No orb, unfortunately. You can't ponder an orb if you don't have one. I would imagine Orville's thinking pretty hard about the tournament up and coming at this point. Yeah. A very visual for the person that he most wants to beat. Punch him. But yeah, that will do it there. Nothing cursed about your armor, Celeste. For the purposes of gameplay, it is considered to be a +1 suit of plate mail. So it confers a +1 bonus to AC. However, its special attribute as Martyr's Mail allows you to take up to a -2 to your AC for a +2 to damage on any attack that you would make. The -2 lasts until the end of your following turn. You can make the choice of how you adjust it as a bonus action on your turn. It also has one additional property. Whenever you confirm a hit, you may choose to spend your hit dice. In doing so, you can then add the result rolled to your damage output. And that's it.
How many times can I do that?
As many as you have hit dice.
No, I'm sorry. The first one.
The first one is up to you. You can confer. You can choose to give up to a -2 to your armor class permanently to this thing. What it does is it moves the metal itself moves heavier towards your wrists and hands to make the damage of your melee strikes that much more potent. But it does give up a fair factor of protection. And I'll type it all up and have it for you after the stream. I'll just send it to you.
Yeah.
No worries. But yeah, past that, time advances rather slowly. It is a long day on the lift. Several hours pass, and it gets closer to evening already. If you guys haven't already, please mark off rations accordingly for the day, as you guys are living out of a suitcase, more or less. If you have anything else on that end, there you go. The lift eventually comes to a close. You collect your wagon, suit up your various pack animals, and you make north for Riska. Who is in charge of the cart?
Celeste, do you still want to drive?
Sure. Yeah, I could drive.
I just wanted to make sure, because
If that's okay.
good? As long as you're good.
No, I'm good.
Does your new armor say mod? Whatever. Can't read Celestial.
Yeah. You look, and I mean, just the effigies alone, there is a lot of runic writing across the various edges of the plates themselves, but there are full depictions of these like shadowy creatures being offered up and split in half by the sky. And it seems to be a motif that carries through every aspect of this armor.
Yeah, let's get on towards Riska then, shall we?
Celeste leading the group as you hit the wagon. Everyone loads back up on the wagon itself. You all feel a very cold brush of wind as the northern airs once again pull across the horizon and peel across your party. I need everyone who is not choosing to wear cold winter gear to make a Constitution saving throw. If you are already wearing cold weather gear, you can make the save at advantage. Cold in the north. We're going to start with JJ. What did we get?
Wearing cold weather gear, 16, please.
16? All right. Velthil, what did we get?
Cold weather gear 13.
13. All right. Seems fine for now. Orville,
Cold weather gear, nat 20.
you're completely fine. Cobble Jones,
27.
completely fine. Celeste,
10.
you said 10? You make the DC currently. So it is the natural elements, it's just a DC 10. You do travel, and as you do so, you travel up the northern pass alongside the river that runs through the area and bleeds into the Frigid Well. Each path, you do note that the river itself is more akin to a slurry. Looking over to the western edge of the road, where you can see the river running up north to south, you see chunks of ice floating in this kind of like bubbling creek that runs throughout the land itself. You're fairly well packed in. There are a number of people that are traveling along the northern road, exiting from the lift. It's kind of the only way straightforward. So it's not so bad. You can see a number of merchants and traveling folks kind of baiting smiles and things of that nature. Seems to be a well-packed caravan heading off. Eventually, though, as hours do pass out, you do note the road splits off to a western edge and a heavy-looking crossing over the river. A number of folks, quite a large chunk of the caravan itself, make for the western edge, including your smithing friend, who seems to tie their cart to the caravan itself. Of most of these traders that are either returning back to what you assume to be Iskander, or are heading there for trade itself in the capital city. That being said, there are a number of smaller people that are looking to head off to Riska and likely further on still, but you're not 100% sure. With that, Celeste, in the front, can you make me a perception check, please?
$16.
16. With the 16, as you continue along the northern road, you can slowly see Riska come into view. This, not to say ramshackled, but very much a steaming city that sits on the border of the Frigid Well itself. As you continue advancing further north, and even still your pack animals pull you further and further still, you begin to notice that the temperature itself is dropping lower and lower. Where at the base of the lift, you might be dealing with something maybe in the low 30s to 20s, high 20s. You're now getting closer and closer to those 0 and sub-zero temperatures the more you get closer to the well. You can feel a cold breeze kind of roam off through the city, and there are these light obscuring mists that seem to roam through a very low level, maybe about no higher than ankles or so, as this kind of frozen ice seems to almost freeze the very air around it, kind of rolling off like dry ice from the well and across the city itself. There are heavy spots of heat that you can already feel emanating out from the city of Riska proper. But for the most part, it does seem to be a rather chilly town in itself, a city itself. With a 16, you do note a strange or almost peculiar thing among your travels heading northward. Up ahead on the eastern bank of the road itself, you see an overturned cart, a wagon that has been buried about halfway up in the snow. There is no sign of any foul play, more that it seems either toppled or abandoned. No sign or bones or anything of that sort out of like the animals that once led it or the people involved in it, but it does seem to be like pitched off to the side. What catches your attention about it is the glint of metal that sits atop this overturned cart. And at first, while you think someone might have left behind an item or trinket, you hear a kind of screeching sound, this grinding of metal on metal, as you turn and look, and the object rises up and eerily turns in your direction, and you see that of a metallic-looking raven that sits over top of this strange-looking cart.
You guys see that?
Pointed out. Anyone in the front?
Yeah.
Okay. JJ, you see this metallic-looking raven. It has piercing red eyes that seem to trail and trace your progress towards the city, and it every so often seems to change to looking at the other wagoneers and folks heading through the northern pass.
Do you guys think those are the government birds that Powder was talking about?
Huh.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Although
Hey,
it could
bird!
just.
Bird!
You wave, hey bird, bird.
Yeah.
You hear the thing kind of tilts and twists. Its wings immediately shoot out on both sides, and slowly it flies up into the air with this kind of like screeching sound, less akin to a bird and more akin to something imitating a bird. It looms up into the air and flies off.
There seem to be a lot of folks that practice the creation of constructs and artifice around these parts. Probably Someone's lookout. Was looking at all the carts.
That's why I thought government, you know? Watching everybody.
Might be the government watching everybody.
So if the government's watching everybody, let's try and not break any laws.
The pamphlet, right here. Just remember, challenge them to a duel if you're gonna start fighting someone.
Mm-hmm.
Or yell self-defense. Don't shoot anyone in the back.
Yeah.
It's the important stuff. Oh, don't steal, or you might lose your arm. People think I'm a criminal.
Technically, you are a criminal.
No, I have a bounty on my head. That's not necessarily a criminal.
You were in prison.
But technically was a criminal then. Well, once again, Jones, you're technically correct. If that's kind of correct, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Very
I'd
true.
like to thank my mom, a dwarf, and my father, also a dwarf.
my two dwarven heritages. I'm a full-blooded dwarven kobold. Fair enough. So with that, you all advance past the kind of wreckage of the wagon itself, this overturned cart, and you begin to see Riska. You can see steam boiling off of the various buildings. They seem to be made of very strong material. They're more reinforced than you would expect, even northern buildings, and many of them seem to almost have like this heavy stone design. You can see steam and chimneys aplenty on every building in town. And as you cross into the beginning of town, there's a stench that wafts through the air, and it's at first you think, oh, there's a warmth, there's almost a sulfurous, almost coal-like smell to it. But then slowly the smell, as you enter into town, slowly your wagon crosses into the village, you can smell this almost like rotting egg smell that seems to overwhelm the entrance of the area. And for a time, there's a curiosity of where it is coming from. But as you look over, you see there is a singular entity by the entrance of this small area of Riska, and they seem rather disturbed, is the right area. You hear a screech yell out from betwixt two beak-like openings, and you hear, "Welcome! Welcome you! Welcome you to Riska! You never leave! You're here forever!" You look, and you can see a creature clad in various collections that they have found throughout town, and seem to be walking around with what can only be described as a large collection of their treasures. And they are a Kenku holding what can only be... Oh, it didn't do it right. Holding a large trash can with a bag of long-forgotten flour over the top of their head. You see steam coming out of their ears for the most part. And they clutch a trash can very tenderly. Almost as if protecting it, but showing it off all in the same time. Let's go ahead and we're going to shrink this down a bit. And we're going to extend this here and move this there. Oop. Oop. And... Oh, we have to move it this way. Oop. There we go. So yes. As you enter in, you hear, "You! You there! Welcome to Riska! You never leave! Here forever! Here forever! Give me your things!" They just squawk from the road.
You know, with it being so cold, I didn't expect there to be a homeless population.
You guys are slowly riding into town, and you see a number of people that are regulars here just walk right past this individual, this Kenku. And they're just like, you see, especially like a small, like dwarven family, and they're like, Mommy, what's wrong with, just don't look at them, don't look at them. And they slowly make their way through. Again, the Kenku takes like 3 big clawed-toed steps towards your wagon and point again, goes, I see it! I see it upon you! Death! You bring death! Yep, death! Death! I hear death! You're rather annoying. I hate you. No! Welcome to Riska! Never leaving! Never leaving! Give me your things!
It's one of the friendliest welcomes we've ever had.
Quite friendly
Just-
indeed.
Just don't make eye contact and he'll leave us alone.
And as you're saying this, you already note the Kenku has tilted its head up, beak in the air, and one eye is just slowly searching for anyone who will make eye contact with them. Is anyone staring at this Kenku?
Nope.
Nope. What's the play?
I'm staring at him. I can't help but carry on. I'm staring at him.
So Celeste, your whole group is immediately doing the thing of like, no, I don't have any spare change. But you lock eyes, this one beady black eye, and you see steam kind of coming out of their ears a bit, and they seem to lock eyes with you and turn their head over in your direction. They waddle forward, holding this large trash can full of things, and slide in front of your wagon. You pull heavy on the reins, and they hop roughly 7 or 8 feet up in the air. They waft one blackened, featherly, like the feathers are pulling out of this at this point, and they land one clawed foot on the front bison and one clawed foot on another bison and stare you down. Their beak levels with the front of your face, and you hear them almost like this strange voice unbefitting of the other voices as they stare deeply into your very being. And you hear,
Oh, I know you. Yes, I know you. I have seen you in a dream and forgotten you in another dream. Traitor! No, not traitor. No, traitor. No, you're here on an adventure most profound. But soon you will find death. Your bodies will be lost to time, and no one will remember you when you're gone.
do you have any mutton? It'll stare at you, asking this. And I think that is where we will end tonight's episode. As always, folks, don't remember, stay weird. Just stay weird. Play more weird things. Yeah, we'll be back next Monday for the adventures in Riska and what implications this town may have for the Seekers of Galanti. As always, I've been Kareem Zamir. They've been the Seekers of Galanti. This has been Second Wake. We'll see you next time. Peace out.